Mm. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I hope y'all can hear me. All right. Well, we're going to get right into today's stream since we're on a limited time schedule today. All right. That's all I can tell you about servants.
詳しいことはその本を見ればわかるから、一息ついたら目を通しなさい。慣れてくれば、その本がなくても直感でサーバントを判断できるようになるから。
With that, Tosaka stands up.
さて、それじゃあ私は戻るけど。
Yeah, thanks. I'm still sitting on the floor, so I look up at Tosaka as she gets ready to leave.
協力関係になったからって間違わないでね。私とあなたはいずれ戦う関係にある。最後の日になって他のマスターたちが倒れているにしろ、全員健在であるにしろ、これだけは変わらない。だから私を人間と見ない方が楽よ、エミヤ君。
After making very clear where we stand, Tosaka leaves for her home. I can already feel myself getting less and less stressed once Tosaka leaves. My feverish body is suddenly overcome with exhaustion and I collapse to the floor. I lie on my side and try to ignore the nausea creeping back over me. The ticking of the clock echoes throughout the quiet living room. A battle between masters, huh? I still don't understand what the heck that is. All I know is that I don't know much. It may have felt more real to me if I was even a little more interested in the Holy Grail. I don't know what it is, but the only thing I can feel for the Holy Grail is disgust. A grail that supposedly grants wishes. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's an artifact powerful enough to summon servants. It may not grant every wish, but it is more than valuable enough for a mage. And yet I have no interest. I might be skeptical because it doesn't feel real to me, but I also feel it's not fair to take a shortcut like that. Plus, it doesn't sit well with me knowing that this selection process is just battle. Yet, this is a game of musical chairs. No matter how I feel about it, I'll need to overcome my competition to survive now that I'm involved. And one of the methods to get rid of competition could be to involve and harm other innocent people. That's why my reason to fight the Holy Grail War is not to survive and win. It's to do everything I can to stop those who will try to win by any means necessary. I feel dizzy again. That's not surprising. No matter how much my body appears healed, it was nearly split in half just a few hours ago. This feeling isn't going to go away anytime soon. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I felt this way for the rest of my life. I was very nearly killed 3 times in one day. There's no denying that someone with no power will wind up hurt if they participate in battle. My own ineptitude nearly cost me my own body. Then that girl got hurt trying to protect me. Oh, I tried to sit back up. Right, her. I can't believe myself. I completely forgot about her because Tosaka had settled herself in my living room. Maybe it's more than that. I was just avoiding thinking about her. I'm such a coward. I was avoiding thinking about the girl who was bleeding miserably, even though I was the reason she got hurt in the first place. I can't believe Tosaka left out the most crucial point. I shoved myself back to my feet. Tosaka never said anything about Saber. The only thing she said was that she and Saber brought me home, but she didn't elaborate. The very first thing I should have asked was whether the girl was safe since Berserker wounded her. I suppress my nausea as I make my way through the mansion. Saber is nowhere to be found. I even checked the detached guest room, but I can't find her. That's weird. That armor isn't exactly camouflage. Even so, a fully armed and armored Saber still eludes me. Supposedly, servants can turn into their spirit forms, but unfortunately, she can't with me. No, first of all, even though I'm called a master, I don't know anything about her. I don't even know what Saber is or how servants are able to exist. It's like a new soldier suddenly getting awarded with a tank. But what's fortunate is that this tank has an autopilot. Even if the soldier is incompetent, the tank will run on its own. I bang my head against the pillar, frustrated by my own thoughts. What's with these negative thoughts, you idiot? You're whining. I apologize to the blonde girl internally. Right, now, I need to find her and see if she's okay. She's not here either. I've looked around the entire house. It's the size of a traditional Japanese inn, but I played hide and seek with Fujine when I was a kid, so I know most of the efficient ways to search it. She must be in the dojo or the shed if she isn't in the house itself. The yard, the shed, or... She told me she was going to protect me, so she's not likely to leave the house. Hey, maybe she's... I suddenly remember another place. If she's not in the house, the yard, or the shed where we first met, there's another big building within the compound. That's where she'll be. I head over as quick as I can. My destination is the Kendo Dojo in a detached building. I'm getting a little nervous. If she's not there, I'll have to accept that she's just disappeared. I realize something. I have no clue who she is, but I still want her to be here. I enter the enclosed room completely absent any ornamentation. It's not a room to live in, and it's a dojo designed only for training. Within the tranquil room lit by the sun, she sits as if she's always belonged there. The place is hushed, serene. The sunlight comes in, white and untainted, allowing the girl to be one with the dojo. It's the same girl who wielded her sword without hesitation, protecting me from Lancer last night under the moonlight. That golden mane of hers, which had soaked in the blue-white moonlight, now glitters in the sunlight. And then I remember. This is exactly how I felt when I first saw her. She was clad in armor, wielding her sword, and silently overwhelming the enemy. The extraordinary sight of her isn't what surprised me. In fact, it didn't matter how she looked. Even if she'd been covered in mud, I don't think my reaction would have been different. The girl who had so moved me is still here, right in front of me. I just admire her, forgetting even to breathe. To hell with being a master in the Holy Grail War. In this moment, I have completely accepted the girl called Saber. I don't know how much time elapsed. Saber opens her eyes as if waking from a slumber. Oh. I sound disappointed, and my voice echoes through the dojo in the silence. Saber notices and stands up without making a sound. She walks toward me before I can think of what to say.
目が覚めたのですね、シロ。
Her voice is serene. Something rich and calm about her voice hangs in the air. Yeah, I just woke up. I managed to answer at least.
シロ、顔色が優れないようですが、やはり体調は悪いのですか？
No, I'm fine. I feel really good. I recoil from her. I avert my eyes and try to get my heartbeat under control before my chest bursts. Get a hold of yourself. What are you getting worked up like? Why are you getting worked up like this? I take a deep breath. But I don't think this feeling is going away anytime soon. Man, why did she have to change? Saber's appearance is drastically different from yesterday. Her outfit is now so ordinary in stark contrast to her armor. Her appearance takes me by surprise. She seems more real, which confuses the hell out of me. Seriously, she's drop dead gorgeous. I mean, I saw that yesterday, but it's actually setting in now.
シロ。
As soon as we make eye contact, I can feel my nervousness grow. Then again, I wasn't looking everywhere for her just to stay silent. It's uncomfortable, but I can't let it be awkward forever. Saber, right? This is actually the first time we've sat down to talk. I bite the bullet, but then...
シロ、 話の前に昨夜の件について言っておきたいことがあります。
We already know he's an idiot. You don't have to remind him. She interrupts me, obviously displeased, making her earlier calm hard to fathom. Sure. What is it?
ですから昨夜の件です。シローは私のマスターでしょう。そのあなたがあのような行動をしては困る。戦闘は私の領分なのですから、シローは
Yeah,
自
that's
分
gonna
の
be a
役割
bit
に徹してく
difficult
だ
for
さい。
poor Shiro.
自分から無駄死にをされては私でも守りようがない。
Saber doesn't mince words. Her clipped tone is enough to make me forget my anxiety. What the hell? If I hadn't intervened, you'd have been cut in half.
その時は私が死ぬだけでしょう。シローが傷つくことではなかった。繰り返しますが、今後あのような行動はしないように。マスターであるあなたが私をかばう必要はありませんし、そんな
Get
理由も
used
な
to
いで
it,
しょう。
Saber. The girl speaks frankly. She's very clerical. Well, don't be stupid. I don't need a reason to protect a girl. The words just popped out before I can even think about it. Saber stiffens as if surprised to see me upset at her. I find myself taking a step back under her severe expression. Now I just feel embarrassed, like I've said something incredibly tone deaf. Anyway, thanks for helping me home. I appreciate that.
それはどうも。サーバントがマスターを守護するのは当たり前ですが、感謝をされるのは嬉しい。シローは礼儀正しいのですね。
I don't think I'm particularly polite, actually. There's something more pressing that I need to bring up. Something I should have asked as soon as I got home yesterday. Is he willing to be my servant? And is she really all right with fighting with me in this war? Let's get back on topic, Saber. I can call you Saber, right?
はい。サーバントとして契約を交わした以上、私はシローの剣です。その命に従い、敵を撃ち、あなたを守る。
Saber doesn't hesitate in the slightest to give her answer. Her tone leaves no room for doubt. You are my sword, huh? To win the Holy Grail thing?
シローはそのために私を呼び出したのではないのですか？
Well, he wasn't exactly trying to, so... No, I wound up summoning you because... I couldn't just tell her it was a big, weird coincidence. And actually, I didn't even summon her. Saber just appeared when I was in trouble and saved me. And here we are. I became Saber's master and got looped into this battle to the death, this Holy Grail war. I didn't choose any of this. I'm still just an apprentice mage who just got caught up in a battle way beyond my abilities. Wait, so what about it? I'm already resolved to fight, no matter what. There's no point in me crying over my situation now. I shake my head, trying to stop myself from whining. No more of that. I've already said I'd fight. I can't just drop everything and run. This will be the last time I whine aloud or think negatively. No, it won't. It's gonna happen more than once, Shiro. No matter how I get involved, I've decided to fight.
シロー、
It's nothing. But I need to warn you, your chances of winning are pretty slim with me. I don't have any knowledge or power like Tosaka. We could very well end up in another situation like last night. Are you still okay with that?
それは戦う意志がないということですか?
That's not what we're saying, Saber. I have the will to fight. I'm only asking if you still want to team up with me, knowing how slim the odds are. How I got to this conclusion doesn't matter. All that matters is that I've decided to fight this battle. That's why I don't think it's right for someone to get hurt on my behalf. Even if I'm weak, having Saber fight and having her get hurt like that, I can't stand that happening again.
私のマスターはあなたです、シロ。これはどうあっても変わらない。サーバントにマスターを選ぶ自由はないのですから。
She's right. That's the whole reason Saber is my servant. If it's true, I'll need to respect Saber's needs and actions as best I can. Got it. Then you're okay with me being your master?
ええ。ですがシロ、私のマスターに敗北は許さない。あなたに賞賛がなければ私が作る。
Fair enough.
可能であるすべての手段を用いて、あなたには聖杯を手に入れてもらいます。
To obtain the Holy Grail. Tosaka said servants also have a wish they want granted. Saber is no exception. That's why she hasn't hesitated up to this point. But it's also why... Hold on, Saber. You said any means possible, right? Does that mean you'll stop at nothing to win? Like you might even attack people to gain power? I can't finish my sentence. Saber looks at me as if she's looking at an enemy.
シロ、それは可能である手段ではありません。私は私が許す行為しかできない。自分を裏切ることは私には不可能です。剣を持たぬ人間に傷を負わせることなど騎士の視界に反します。ですがマスターが命じるのであれば従うしかありません。その場合、私に踏み入る代償としてその刻印を一ついただくことになりますが。
I get overwhelmed by the edge in her voice. At the same time, I feel relief flooding through me. Saber seemed like a robot because of her extraordinary power and lack of hesitation. But I know now she's not some cold-blooded killer. Yeah, I wouldn't make you do anything like that. Just as you say, we have to do our best with what we can do. I'm really sorry that what I've said may have been insulting.
あ、いえ。私もマスターの意図がつかめずに早合点してしまいました。シロは悪くないのですから、頭を上げてくれませんか?
Huh? Oh. I bowed without realizing it. I raised my head. I don't know what's so funny, but Saber has a small smile on her face. I'm glad she seems happy, so I don't press her. I forgot to bring this up. In addition to everything we can, I've decided to team up with Tosaka for the time being. Remember her? The girl who was with us last night? Archer's master?
リンですか? そうですね。確かにそれは賢明な判断です。 シローがマスターとして成熟するまで彼女には教わるものがあるでしょう。
As long as Saber agrees, I can work with Tosaka without hesitation. The only other thing I need to ask her right now is... I'm worried about Saber. She was hurt pretty bad. By the way, Saber, are you all right? It looks like you took a real beating from Berserker.
私の体は見ての通りですが、確かにあの傷は敗北に至るものでしたが、致命的ではなかった。バーサーカーが立ち去った後、1時間ほどで治療を済ませました。
What? So you're completely back to normal already?
無論です。ですが本調子というわけでもありません。バーサーカーの一撃は単純なものだったので治療できましたが、ランサーの宝具による傷は別です。あの槍は特殊な呪いを帯びているのでしょう。彼につけられた傷はまだ完全に治りきっていません。
Not completely healed, huh? She doesn't look wounded, but Saber doesn't seem the type to complain about pain. As long as I'm fighting with Saber, it's sounding like I'll need to keep a pretty sharp eye on her well-being. But then I hear something heavy hit the floor by the door. What's that? I turn to face the sound. At the door. It's a Tosaka. There's Tosaka. A duffel bag at her feet. What the? My mind comes to a screeching halt. I thought Tosaka had gone home, but here she is, at the dojo, in her ordinary clothes. And why is she carrying so much stuff? What are you doing here, Tosaka?
何って、家に戻って荷物取ってきたんじゃない。今日からこの家に住むんだから当然でしょ。
When did we come to this conclusion? What? Living here in my house?
協力するってそういうことじゃない。あなたね、さっきの話って一体何だったと思ったわけ
？I can't even speak. I need something. I need to say something, or else this is going to turn into a huge mess. But my brain refuses to work.
私の部屋どこ？用意してないなら自分で選ぶけど。
He just pushes right by me, brashly invading my home. No, hold up, that's... Wouldn't this be wrong? I mean, Tosaka's pretty much the school's idol. Having her in my house at all is already a big deal, but I don't know how people will react if she starts staying here or living with me, and Fujine will absolutely kill me. And well, maybe this is just a plot on Tosaka's part to get rid of a master.
ああ、ついでに彼女の部屋も用意したら。私のアーチャーと違ってシロのサーバントはかさばるんだから。 ちゃんと寝る場所を与えておかないと。まあ布団一組あればノープロブレムって言うんなら別にいいけど。
Wow. Is she implying Saber and I sleep in the same bed or something? Like hell that's going to happen, idiot. You think you can just say whatever because I'm being quiet? But that isn't ever happening. Saber's a girl, you know. Yeah, it's kind of obvious, Shiro.
論点は違うけど、まあいっか。ですってセイバー。
I'm glad you could tell the difference between boys and girls, Shiro.
シロは女の子と同じ部屋は嫌だってさ。
Uh-oh, Saber's mad at us again. Saber's staring at me. She looks really stern.
困りますシロ。サーバントはマスターを守護するもの。睡眠時は最も警護すべき対象なのですから、同じ部屋でなければ守れない。
Well, this kind of blew up in Shiro's face, didn't it? That's even worse. What the hell are you two thinking? Should girls really be thinking about that kind of stuff? Why? Why are the two of them just silently staring at me like that?
サーバントはサーバント。人間扱いする必要はないけどね。シロにそんなこと言っても無駄か。
I'm about to protest, but I shut my mouth. Good boy, Shiro. Good boy. The discomfort I felt when I was talking to Tosaka in the living room earlier comes rushing back. Actually, I've just figured out the cause of my discomfort. Hold on, Tosaka, when did you start calling me by my first name?
あれ、そうだった？意識してなかったから割と前からそうなってたんじゃない？
It did happen pretty quick. She's been doing it for a while, dude. Glad you noticed. Come on, Shiro. Get your brain cells out your butt, man. It did happen quickly. At least that's how I feel.
そう。嫌なら気をつけるけど、シロは嫌なの？
Tosaka is so casual about this, not really caring how I feel. You were right, Izai. It's not that Rin Tosaka might be a cruel enchantress. She is one. Fine, do whatever you want. You can call me whatever you like. That is a mistake, Shiro. You should not tell her that. Oh, you silly, silly git.
そう。ならそういうことで。
See, Gondon did it now, dumbass.
リン、話を切らないでほしい。私とシロの部屋についてまだ結論が出ていない。ああ、そうだったそうだった。けどシロがこの様子だと相部屋は難しいわね。サーバントを人間扱いしてもいいことなんてないけど、シロが嫌だって言うんだから諦めたら？それは違う。シロは困ると言っただけで嫌だとは言っていない。だってさ、そのあたりどうなの、シロ
？Hold on a minute. I don't understand how in a single day she can just casually start calling me Shiro, like a cat she just picked up and named. Well, that's not really the issue here. This is about Saber's living arrangement.
シロ、もう一度聞きます。睡眠中の警護はサーバントの役割です。マスターとして自分の立場は分かっていると思いますが。
We're not entirely sure he actually does understand his position as a master. My decision won't change, no matter how much she stares at me like that. No, prepare a different room for Saber. I'll make sure her room's closest to mine. That should be a good compromise. Intimidation won't work with me. Anyway, I'm a man, so I have to draw the line. Oh, Shiro, it's not working. You need to be more mindful of your position too, Saber.
ですから、私はサーバントとしてマスターを守護しようと。
No, not that. I'm talking about your own position. Oh, if you don't get it, then never mind. If you're going to keep on pressing the issue, I'll make you understand if I have to use my command spell. I tried to scare Saber off the subject.
そのようなことで令状を使われては困る。3つしかない命令権を自分を守るななどということに使われては先が見えない。そうね。間違いなくそんなマスターはシローが最初で最後でしょ。
Don't be stupid. I wouldn't want to use my command spell for something like this either.
わかりました。マスターの方針に従います。ですが、敵に襲われた時はどうするのです。アサシンなどは気配なく標的に忍び寄ってくる。そういった時。
Well, that depends on whether or not he's quick enough to grab a rolled up piece of paper, because, I mean, we fended off Lancer with a poster. Pretty sure we could do it with Assassin, too. Well, I really can't tell her that I can take care of myself. Yeah, I managed to survive against Lancer, but I won't have that kind of luck twice.
それはありえないわね。この屋敷には外敵が侵入すると警報が鳴る結界が貼ってある。襲撃は避けられないけど、奇襲ならすぐに察知できるわ。それならシローが襲われる前に駆けつけられるだろうし、セイバーは好きな部屋に陣取ればいいんじゃない？
See, Rin gets it. It's not that hard to figure out.
それは確かにそうですが、しかしなんならシローの部屋の隣でいいじゃない。一緒の部屋でなければいいんでしょ、エミヤくんが。
Tosaka purposefully calls me Emiya at the end. Tosaka, that's a bit of a misconception.
あなたのために言ってるんだから正論よ。さーて、それじゃあ私の部屋はどこにしよっかな。
Tosaka takes her luggage and heads towards the mansion, putting an end to the conversation. She seems cheerful, like a student picking her room at a school trip. How terrifying. The way Tosaka carries herself so assuredly mesmerizes the two of us, and we both watch her go in stunned dismay. We all leave the dojo and head back to the house. For the time being, I need to give them all a tour so Saber can select her room. This is the Japanese-style room. If you head towards the back, you'll find a living room, bathroom, and other communal spaces. If you you'll get to the guest house if you walk along the veranda corridor towards the detached side of the house. Seems like Tosaka wants to go that way. As we walk, I explain where everything is. I'm not sure if she's even listening, since Saber is just following me without reacting to a single thing I say.
屋敷の見取りはいいです。それよりシローの部屋はどこなのですか？
My room is this way. It's pretty far into the house.
では、そちらに案内してください。内密に話があります。
Privately? That means it's something she doesn't want Tosaka to hear. I don't think Tosaka would hear us since she's in the detached area of the house, but I can't forget she's still a master. She could just as easily listen in, and besides, the veranda's hardly a place to talk in private. Here, this is my room.
これがシロの部屋ですか?
The moment we step into my room, Saber's eyes widen with surprise. What's wrong? I didn't think there's anything around here that should surprise you like that.
いえ、びっくりさせるようなものがないというより、何もないではないですか。本当にここがあなたの部屋なのですか、シロ?
Why would I lie to you about that? I only come here to sleep, so it makes sense there's nothing here.
そうですか。意外でした。シロはもっと雑多な人となりだと思っていましたから。
He is a collector of sorts, Saber. He's just getting his collection started. Saber steps into the Japanese-style room, running her hand along the wall and sliding paper door, feeling its texture. Her touch is gentle, as if contact with these things will let her learn their history, see their memories.
よかった。寂しい部屋ですが、無下に扱われているわけではない。殺風景ですが、ここはここで暖かい場所なのですね。
Warmth? Well, I guess that's true. Maybe it's how this mansion's been structured, but this room is cool during the summer and warm in the winter. My old man also was impressed and said I chose well.
ええ。部屋は持ち主の心象ですから。シロの心の在り方に不安を覚えましたが、これなら今までの印象とそう変わりはしないでしょう。
Saber sounds relieved, but I don't really understand what she's trying to say. So what do you want to talk to me privately about?
2つあります。そのどちらもシロと私だけの隠し事にしたいのですが、いいですね。
Well, if you say so, I don't mind, but at least tell me what they are, or else I won't know whether it's good or bad.
どちらも悪い話です。少なくとも他のマスターには知られたくはない。
From Saber's expression, I'm guessing that this has something to do with her shortcomings. Okay, I think I got the gist of what's on your mind. Go ahead and tell me what it is.
はい、まず一つ目。召喚されたサーバントの最初の義務なのですが、これを果たせないことを許してほしい。
A servant's first obligation?
自身が何者であるかをマスターに告げるというものです。リンから聞いてはいませんか?
About who you are. Oh, you mean your real name. Servants are heroic spirits. They are heroes who had made a name for themselves throughout history around the world. They conceal their identities as well as their skills by using class names. A servant's true name isn't something to reveal lightly, but their masters should know. Without knowing their identities, masters won't know a servant's strengths and abilities. Master and servants are one. The pair simply can't battle effectively if one has something to hide. At least that would be the case if we were talking about a normal master. Knowing Saber's true name won't change the fact that I still can't use her with her full potential, and I wasn't at all interested in the first place. Okay, that's fine, but why?
私なりに考えた結果です。いかにシローが私の神名を隠そうとしても、シローから知識を奪う術は多くあるでしょう。シローの魔術抵抗はそう高くありませんから、敵が優れた術者ならば 精神介入もたやすい。敵の魔術にかかればあなたの意志に反して
I mean, she's got a point. That is a definite possibility that could happen to us at some point. Oh, I get it. Yeah, you're right. I give it up the moment the spell was cast on me. Let's keep it a secret.
そう言ってもらえると助かります。もっとも私自身はそう高名なものではありません。バーサーカーに比べれば数段ランクは落ちるでしょうし、知られたところでどうということはないでしょうが。
Saber's tone is regretful. I hadn't quite expected that she's... I hadn't quite expected that. She seems to have a human side to her, which she lets show in revealing how she's frustrated. She may be inferior to Berserker as a hero. That doesn't matter. An ace up our sleeve's only value isn't that it's concealed. I can tell you're trying to be creative since you ended up with such a terrible master. Besides, you don't think Berserker's kind of unfair anyway? There's no reason for you to get depressed about it. And from my point of view, you weren't completely inferior to that thing. You were injured pretty bad, but you were holding your own.
そうですね。昨夜不覚を取りましたが、傷が癒えれば違った結果になるでしょう。
I bet. Okay, that's the first topic. What's the other thing you wanted to talk about?
ええ、それなのですが、おそらくこれはもう私たちでは解決できないことです。私たちサーバントはマスターからの魔力提供によって体を維持する。だからこそサーバントはマスターを必要とするのですが。
Yeah, Saber's mana supply is gonna be a problem. But because I'm a crap master, I don't have enough magical energy to maintain your body.
違います。たとえ少量でもマスターから魔力が流れてくるのなら問題はないのです。ですが、シローからは全く魔力の提供がありません。本来つながっているはずの霊脈が断線しているのです。
That is a distinct problem. That means... It means that while I'm supposed to be providing Saber with fuel for her engine, so to speak, I'm not. Saber, that means...
シロー自身の欠点ではありません。おそらく召喚時に問題が起きたのでしょう。何らかの不手際があって、本来つながるはずのラインがつながらなかったようです。
An error during your summoning? When Saber was called here, it wasn't any sort of summoning. It was just an accident. It's no wonder Saber's having these issues since she was summoned that way. Wait, then what's going to happen? If you can't replenish magical energy, does that mean you're going to disappear soon?
ええ。私が持つ魔力を使い切れば、この世界にとどまることはできなくなるでしょう。召喚されてからすでに3回の戦闘を行いました。私の治癒能力も蘇生魔術ですから、傷を負えば魔力の消費も早くなる。そうですね。昨夜までで成熟した魔術師10人分の魔力が消費しました。
10 full-fledged mages worth of mana in one night. Damn. I'm speechless. Every time Saber fights, she loses magical energy, and there's no way for her to replace it. If she's used that much magical energy already, how much longer can Saber stay here?
分かってもらえましたか、マスター。そのため、私は少しでも魔力の消費を抑えなければならない。供給がないのなら、あとは睡眠することで魔力の消費を抑えるしかありません。
Sleep. Does sleeping restore magical energy?
わかりません。ですが最低でも 眠っている間は魔力を使わない。ですからこれからできる限りの睡眠を許してほしいのです。常にシロを守ることはできなくなりますが、それも勝利のためと受け入れてほしい。
Ah, I sigh in relief. Thank goodness. I'll give her whatever she asks if that's all there is to it. Of course, that's okay. Rest all you want if things get rough for you. I'd rather you do that than if you allow yourself to stay. I'd rather you do that if it'll allow you to stay with me longer.
では今後は頻繁に眠りに入りますが、その間は決して屋敷から離れないように。遠く離れた場所でシロが襲われた場合、私はすぐに駆けつけられない。空間を跳躍するなら話は別ですが、そんな能力を持つサーバントは稀です。もし離れた場所で私を呼ぶのなら、レイジのバックアップが必要になり
Being
ます。
able to travel through space and time is what, the one ability you don't possess, Saber? As much as I would like to, I can't readily agree. I can't imagine life with Saber sticking by my side all the time, and I do have my own life to live too. I'll try, but is that all you need me to do? If you're asleep, you'll...
問題はないでしょう。このようなことはなかったので断言はできませんが、前回も総戦闘数は7回に満たなかった。私が倒さずともサーバントはサーバントによって減っていくのですから。
I see, so it doesn't mean everyone has to battle everyone else. If all goes well, we can end this war pretty easily. The only people I need to fight are those who start doing things no person should. I can't imagine all 7 would be like that. Even Tosaka, who seems eager to fight, would still abide by the rules of mages. As long as the other 5 masters act humanely, I have no intention of fighting them. Saber even said she didn't fight 7 times last time, so this time around... Hold on a minute. Last time, fewer than 7 times? Hold on, Saber, are you telling me you were the Saber last time too? I mean, does that mean you participated in the last Holy Grail War too?
私がこの聖杯の争いに参加するのは2度目です。
It is indeed.
その時も私はセーバーでした。中には複数のクラス属性を持つ英霊もいるようですが、私はセーバーにしか該当しません。
That is totally not true. She definitely falls under more than just the Saber class. We're talking Lancer, Rider. She could be like half the classes available. I remember something Tosaka said. She said that out of 7 servant classes, Saber is the best one. And this girl says that she has been summoned as that class twice in a row? Does that mean last time you stayed until the end?
無論です。前回は今のような制約はありませんでしたから、他のサーバントに遅れを取ることもなかった。
Yeah, she was like hauling ass last Grail War. Saber says this as if it should be obvious. Her sentiment forces me to realize something. The sword in my possession now is not something I'm worthy of. I don't deserve her. Damn, then you must be really unsatisfied with someone like me as your master.
私は与えられた役割をこなすだけです。聖杯さえ手に入るのであれば、マスターに不満はありません。
Got it. That's a relief, but she used to be fully prepared and in capable hands. She's used to being fully prepared and in capable hands, but she's been injured twice already. All because she can't replenish her magical energy. And that means she'll constantly have to consider how much magical energy she has left as she fights. And because she needs to fight with all these restrictions in her last battle, she wound up covered in her own blood. The image still haunts my mind. I still see that girl, smaller and slighter than me, being so brutally injured.
シロ、その後悔は余分なことです。
Eh? Saber's voice snaps me back to reality.
私も負け知らずだったわけではありません。私は勝ちきれなかったからこそ、こうしてあなたのサーバントになっている。傷を負うことには慣れていますから、あなたが悔やむことなどない。
It's not gonna stop it from happening though, Saber. Used to it? Even if your injuries look like they could be fatal?
ええ。剣を取るということは傷つくということです。それはあなたも同じでしょう。私だけが傷つかないという道理はないと思いますが。
Well, yeah, but so you're saying you don't mind getting hurt?
それが死に至る傷でなければ、死んでしまってはマスターを守れなくなりますから。
What the hell? So you don't care if you get injured as long as you can protect your master?
それがサーバントの役割ですから。確かにリーンの言葉は正論ですね。サーバントを人間として扱う必要などない。私たちはマスター
Yeah,
を
well,
守
you're
るため
gonna
の道具
run
です。
into a rough time with this one, Saber, because Shiro can't think of you that way. Having said her piece, Saber walks towards the sliding door. There's a room opposite of the screen door. My room has always been big enough for me, so I never used the adjacent room.
睡眠をとります。夕食時には起きますので、外出するのなら声をかけてください。
The sliding door opens quietly, then slides back shut.
私たちはマスターを守るための道具です。あなたもそれを正しく把握するべきだ。
The hell kind of logic is that? It pisses me off. But I can't say that aloud, so I just take in Saber's words and stand alone, perplexed. I sit at the edge of the veranda and mindlessly look up at the blue sky. I may not be sleeping during the day like Saber, but I still need rest. I'm not nauseous anymore, but I do still feel terrible. On top of that, all the unexpected things that have happened are weighing heavy on me. Whew. I take a deep breath and look blankly over the yard. I asked about everything I needed to know, and I got answers, but I'm no less lost for it. And yet, Tosaka, my senior as a mage, or rather a full-fledged master, is completely nonchalant about the whole situation.
ねえ、余ってるクッションとかない？あとビーカーと分度器。
He's busy scouring the house for stuff. Take any cushion you want from the guest room. But a normal house doesn't have beakers or protractors.
は？信じられない。魔術師なら実験用具ぐらい置いておくものよ。
Except that he's your bargain basement mage, remember? Complaining loudly, she turns and heads back towards the detached building. Tosaka's really serious about getting herself situated here, and the matter of her staying overnight seems to also be settled. When I peek into the detached building earlier, she'd already picked out the best room for herself. She'd even put up a sign that read, "Remodeling in progress, do not enter." Fine. I guess it won't be an issue since the detached building is far away enough. Having Saber around already has me on edge, but if Tosaka were close too, there'd be nowhere for me to relax anymore. The detached building is far enough, and even though it's connected by a corridor, it feels like it's a neighboring house. As long as I keep my distance, nothing bad should happen. Oh, but I guess we'll see each other during meals. And there's only one bath here, so we'll have to decide when each of us will use it. Wait a minute. Saber's a girl too, so... Idiot. What the hell am I thinking? I shake my head violently and slump back onto the floor. With that, with what must be a millionth sigh today, I stare blankly up at the sky. I'm getting drowsy. Must be more tired than I realized. Whatever. I'll just go ahead and close my eyes. Apparently, not caring at all works wonders. The moment I close my eyes, I drift right off to sleep. The next morning, the next thing I know, the sun has long since set, and Saber, Tosaka, and I have gathered around the living room. I've only just woken up. Saber is already in the living room, and Tosaka has finished remodeling her room. By the way, this is what the guest room looked like a few hours ago. But now... This was what I saw after being summoned for something so trivial, even Fujine wouldn't have bothered me with it. Well, it's not that bad, so there's a few extra books and papers, geez. The room has transformed into this. I sure know how to pick a teammate. I'm uncomfortable. My house is playing host to not one, but two invaders. I'm all the more unsettled because I so rarely have guests here. Actually, these two don't even look like they belong in a Japanese-styled house to begin with. The time is almost 7 o'clock at night. Everyone's in the living room, but staying quiet and doing nothing isn't really good for my mental well-being. If you two don't mind, I want to talk about what we do from here.
ちょっと待って。その前に一つ決めておきたいんだけど、いいかしら。
Sure. What's that?
何って夕食のことよ。シロ、ずっと一人暮らしだったのよね。
Huh? Well, yeah.
なら食事は自分で作ってきたのよね。
That's usually how that works. Of course, I'd go hungry if I didn't eat.
さ、なら提案なんだけど、夕食の当番は交代制にしない？これからしばらく一緒に暮らすんだし、その方が助かるでしょ？
Huh, you're right. I was thinking of going about my normal routine, but now that you're going to be living here, you'll be like family. You'll be expected to cook, and it'll lift some of the burden from me.
決まりね。じゃあ今日はシローが当番ってことで。
Of course, it's Shiro's turn today.
もうこんな時間だし、作戦会議は食べてからにしよう。
Wait, it's fine if we take turns cooking dinner, but what about breakfast? Are we going to take turns for breakfast too?
ああ、朝はいいのよ。私食べないから。
Apparently not. You're definitely not taking turns because Rin doesn't breakfast? What? Don't be ridiculous. You won't grow up big and strong unless you eat breakfast.
余計なお世話よ。人の生活スタイルに口を挟まないでちょうだい。
Yeah, Shiro, mind your own business, man. She might gonder you in the face.
とにかく今日の夕食はシローが作るの。ちゃんとした食べ物を出さないと話なんてしないからね。
Oh, sorry about that, guys. For the life of me, I don't know what set her off, but Tosaka glares at me irritated. Fine, I'll make something. Saber, you're going to eat too, right?
用意してもらえるのでしたらぜひ。食事は重要な活力源ですから。
You just want food. Got it. Then you two sit back and behave yourselves. I grab my apron and head to the kitchen. Luckily, there are enough ingredients for a meal for 3. I turned on the rice cooker right when I woke up, so it should be done in about half an hour. I glance towards Tosaka and Saber from the kitchen. Those two look like they would prefer eating Western-style meals over Japanese meals. I seriously doubt Saber would like tofu and natto, to say nothing of Tosaka. Actually, I don't think Saber would be able to hold chopsticks in the first place. I hesitate for a minute, but there's no point in worrying about this now. There's only a few dishes I can make with the ingredients I have right now. I have tofu. I think for a moment and decide to make deep-fried tofu. I also decide to make a simple tofu and seaweed soup. Since I have some chicken prepped, I'll use that to make teriyaki chicken as the main dish. I drain the water from the tofu, season the chicken, and cut the daikon into strips to make a crunchy salad. I also grate the daikon to make a sauce and saute some shishito peppers.
今後の方針は決まっているのですか？さあ、情報がないから何とも言えないけど、とりあえずは他のマスターを探し出すことが先決かな。残るマスターはあと4人。こっちがマスターだって知られずに探し出したいけど、さすがにうまくはいかないわよね。
Well, if we could find the other masters without revealing that we are as well, that would be the prime way to do this. I told them to be good, but they're on a pretty disturbing topic. Don't they see I'm busy making dinner for the 3 of us? They're not even looking over here. Tosaka, not 4, it's 5. The only masters we know of so far are you and me. No, and that little psycho blonde Elia. I shout my contribution from the kitchen, holding the big frying pot to make the deep-fried tofu.
何言ってるのよ。私とシロ、それにイリアスフィールで3人でしょ。あなた、バザーカーのこともう忘れたの？
He's trying to block that out of his memory. Oh, right. The little girl is also a master. I'd completely forgotten about her since Berserker left such a vivid impression on me. But now I remember that little girl is a master too. And she tried to kill us without a second's hesitation.
どうせね、あなたのことだからイリアスフィールを敵だって認識してなかったんでしょ。それはいいから調理に専念しなさいってば。シローの実力がわからないと私が困るんだから。
I don't know that my cooking skills are going to be problematic to Tosaka, but she is right. The food prep's pretty much done, so I need to concentrate and finish the dishes now.
イリアスフィール、バーサーカーのマスターですね。リンは彼女を知っているようでしたが。
Well, you should know her too, Saber.
まあね、名前ぐらいは知ってる。アインツベルンは何回か聖杯に届きそうになったっていう魔術師の家系だから、聖杯戦争には慣れているということですね。でしょうね。他の連中がどうだか知らないけど、イリアスフィールは最大の障害と見て間違いないわ。
Ilya and Berserker are probably the biggest opponent we have to face right now.
英雄を強化するものよ。
They're gonna be hard to beat.
理性を代償にして英霊を強くするんだけど、そういった凶暴化した英雄の制御には莫大な魔力を必要とする。例えばあなたがバーサーカーになったら、このように話をすることもできませんね。協力者としての機能を一切排除し、戦闘能力だけを特化させたのがバーサーカーです。ですがそれは手負いの獅子を従えるようなもの。波の魔術師ではまず操れません。
Well, Ilya's not an ordinary master, so.
でしょうね。そこいらのマイナーな英霊がバーサーカーになった程度でも波のマスターじゃ制御しきれない。だっていうのにイリアスフィールは超一流の英霊を召喚して、そいつをバーサーカーにして完全に支配してた。悔しいけどマスターとしての能力は次元違いよ、あの子。同感です。私たちの当面の問題はその次元違いの相手に狙われているという現状ですか。
You certainly are being targeted by that psycho master.
うん。私のアーチャーはまだ戦線に出られるほど回復してない。セイバーはどう？もう傷はいいの？通常の戦闘ならば支障はありませんが、バーサーカーを相手にできるほど回復はしていません。バーサーカー戦の傷は完治しているのですが、ランサーから受けた傷には時間がかかるようです。
Well, hopefully that wound doesn't take too much longer to heal.
それじゃあやっぱり当面は様子見をするしかないかな。それについては提案が。アーチャーの目は鷹のそれと聞きます。彼には屋敷の周囲を見張ってもらう。
Really doesn't want to do that. Please don't ask him.
そのつもりよ。あいつには屋根で見張りをさせるから、怪しいやつが近寄ってきたらすぐにわかるわ。この屋敷だって侵入者用の結界が張ってあるんだし、守りは万全でしょうね。まあバーサーカーに攻め込まれたら逃げるしかないけど。
The two continue their conversation. I don't like it. I'm the one making dinner for them, so I think it's rude for them to talk without me. Besides, Tosaka is too friendly with Saber. Well, I can't really talk to Tosaka so casually like that, so maybe Tosaka's just talking to Saber on my behalf. I see my face reflected in the glass of the kitchen cabinet, my brows furrowed in disapproval. That's weird. Why am I so mad? Okay then. I set out 3 plates and start serving dinner. I head out into the living room. You know, this isn't the best topic for dinner. I loudly smack the tray down in front of Tosaka.
何怒ってるのよシロ。料理出しぐらいは手伝うべきだった？
It's not quite it, Rin. I'm not mad. I just thought you were trying to act aloof around people. I give her a sideways glance. Tosaka seems perplexed. And then she gives me a chilling smile.
協力体制を決めていただけよ。安心なさい。別にあなたのセーバーを取ったりしないから。
Yet. She's not going to try to steal Saber yet. We all know she's thinking it. What the? I can tell I'm starting to blush. Tosaka just pointed out why I was so annoyed. Well, why you?
あら、違った？ならごめんなさいね、エミ役。
You say whatever the hell you want. I retreat into the kitchen to grab the rest of the dishes. She really got to me. Tosaka is still smiling and Saber has an expression is expressionless as ever. I'm starting to wonder whether I can survive this partnership. But we go ahead and start dinner. I'm giving her the silent treatment. After what happened earlier, I don't want to talk to Tosaka, and I'm too embarrassed to even look at Saber. Saber eats in silence. Her movements are elegant. I can't believe she's the same girl who was swinging a sword earlier. I can't put a finger on it, but... Every time she takes a bite of something she hasn't eaten before, she nods. It's amusing. Kind of cute, too. Seems to be her way of saying the food is good. Also, it turns out she can use chopsticks properly. Tosaka, on the other hand, not so much.
よし、これなら勝った。
The more...
明日を見てなさいよ、エミやシロ。
What, you're gonna be worse with chopsticks tomorrow? Tosaka's fist trembles with excitement. Dear God. Have I done something bad? Okay. So what were you two... Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So about what were you two discussing earlier? Wow, that sentence really messed me up for some reason. The two raised their heads simultaneously. Wait. I'm already nervous with just one of them around, so having the two react in unison like that is torture.
さっきの話って何のことよ。
But what do you do from now on? You two were just talking about it while I was cooking.
まずは他のマスターを探すということですか。
Yeah, that. I'm just wondering if you have a specific plan.
どうするも何も地道に探すしかないでしょ。あ、そうだ。シロ、魔術師の気配ぐらいはわかる？なら話は早いんだけど。
I can't. I didn't know you were a mage, and we've been going to the same school for 2 years.
やっぱりそうなのね。まあそれはいいわ。どうせ他の連中はみんな気配を立ってるだろうし、魔術師の気配からたどる線は無理っぽいもの。セイバーはどう？サーバントはサーバントを感知できるって言うけど。
Can Saber detect other
多少はで
serpents?
きますが、あくまで身近で能力を行使してい
Apparently
る
she
場合だけで
can.
す。私で
Well,
は
that'll be
半
useful.
径200メートルほどしか捉えられません。
Oh, 200 meters. Less useful.
なるほどね。じゃあますます相手の出方を待つか、どこかおかしな場所を探すしかない。マスターが何か行動すればその痕跡は残るもの。私たちはそれを探り当てるってわけ。
Are you saying we need to search all over town?
いいえ、それはやめた方がいいわ。あっちも網を張ってるから、そんなことしたら一発でマスターだってバレるわよ。とりあえずはこっちの体勢が整うまでは後手に回りましょう。今まで通りに生活してマスターだと悟られないこと、腕のレイジは他人に見られないように隠しておくこと、できるだけ人気のないところには行かないこと、日が落ちたらすぐに戻ってくること。あとは外出するときはサーバントを連れて行くようにしてください。
Yeah, we can't forget that one, right? Take your servant with you wherever you go.
それぐらいならできるみたいね。霊体にして待機させておくから私は大丈夫よ。問題は
Or Saber can't go into spirit form.
私のマスターですね。そう、ちょっと聞いてるシロ。外出するときはちゃんとセーバーを連れて行きなさいよ。人目につかないようにするのが私たちのルールだけど。
But see, Shiro still plans on going to school, so we have to figure out how to take Saber with us.
そういう時に備えて、セイバーとは一緒にいなさいよね。
Alright, I'll try. My response is pretty half-hearted. I understand why Tosaka would say that, but I hesitate at the idea of taking Saber everywhere. I'm already nervous talking to Tosaka, but Saber makes me even more nervous. Actually, nervous might not be the right word. I am just bad at talking to Saber.
何か
Nothing. Hey, do you want a second helping? Hand me your bowl.
いえ、結構です。実に見事な味付けでした、シロ。
Gosh. I avert my gaze without meaning to. If I can't even look her in the eyes right now, who knows what I'm going to feel or what I'll do if we're going to be together all the time.
ああ、でもダメか。セイバーは霊体になれないんだから学校までついてこられない。
Well, I mean, she still can follow us to school. It's just a little more complicated.
学校？シロは学生なのですか？
Yes. Yes, we are still a student, and so is Tosaka. Yeah, I am. Oh, right. Saber can't go to school because she's not a student. So I guess I'll just have to have her stay at home while I'm at... That's not gonna happen,
学
dude.
校に行かないということはできないのですか、シロ。
I can't do that. I should live my life like normal, so I need to go to school. Besides, school's safe. There's not a lot of places with so many people.
ですが大丈夫よ、セイバー。学校には私だっているんだから、もしもの時はフォローするわ。
And I keep saying nothing will happen.
わかりました。マスターがそう言うのでしたら従います。
Yes, Ahmed, Saber. She's mad because we won't let her, because we're trying to make her stay home from school. Night falls. Tosaka looks like she's prepared herself a bath while I was cleaning up after dinner. Honestly, she's acting like she owns this place right from the start. I'll need to make clear who's boss around here, or things won't, or things aren't going to be, or things are going to be real tough for me in the future. Wow, I'm having some issues this afternoon. Easier said than done. I get this scene sizing, and the initiative is going to be really hard. Speaking of difficulties, there's another person who'll be the source of my headaches. Actually, Saber's probably my bigger obstacle. Tosaka can be reasoned with, but Saber seems completely impossible to convince, no matter what. Saber, I know she's not a bad person, but Saber's back in her room. Tosaka's probably back in her own room, in the detached area of the house. I'm the only one in the living room. There's still time before bedtime, so I should probably talk to Saber a bit more. Honestly, I'll need to overcome my awkwardness around her, or else I'm going to suffer for it. Whether she's a servant or not, she's still a girl, and younger than me. I'm sure I could learn a lot about her if we talked. Plus, I'll need to get used to her, or Tosaka's never going to stop looking down on me. And that's a problem. I don't want that, so I should work on talking to her more casually. I go back to my own room. The room next to mine, separated by a single sliding door, is Saber's room. Saber, are you awake? It would look like she's awake. Saber slides the door open. I try to get the hammering out of my head, out of my heart, under control as she comes near. Calm down. I'm only going to talk to her as a master. No, that's not what his problem is right at the moment. No, that's not it. I'm feeling all better, actually. How are you doing? Hiro, stop changing the damn subject. I don't sense any pretension from her. She's simply stating the truth. I don't have any reason to give Saber's words may be encouraging to a master, but I still don't want a delicate-looking girl like her to fight. I wanted to ask you something. Do you have any goals other than fighting? Since you're here in the modern world, aren't there things you'd like to do? That would be a no. I figured. I'm trying to tell someone not to fight when it's their only reason for being here. It's not that I wanted to tell her that, but it's just that Saber lacks humanity. That might be enough if fighting was all she was going to do. But she's right in front of me, looking like an actual human being. So it doesn't feel right for her to just fight. If Saber is going to be here, she should at least do something she enjoys, or it will all seem like it was in vain. Hey Saber, servants are supposed to be heroic spirits from the past, right? Then I'd been about to ask her what she was like before she became who she is now, but I stopped myself.
私の神名は教えられません。
We've already covered. You aren't going to tell us that. During the day, Saber said that there was going to be a secret between the two of us. So I wouldn't be surprised if Saber refused to tell me anything about her past.
シロ、言いかけてやめるのはよくありません。必要な質問なら答えますが。
No, forget about it. I was just about to ask a dumb question. I avert my eyes and try to change the topic. It really was a stupid question. Although I wasn't interested in Saber's identity, and Saber'd been refusing to tell me because it's not safe, bringing up something like this would have just proved I'm a bad master, dwelling on unimportant stuff. But what else can I talk to her about then? If I can't ask anything about Saber, the only other topics left would be me. That would be even more pointless. I'm grasping at straws here. If I can't ask about her identity, I'll just have to ask what Saber likes, what she wants to eat for breakfast tomorrow. I don't care if she's going to look at me funny. I'm ready to ask all the futile questions I want.
シロ、あなたから質問がないのなら、私から尋ねていいでしょうか。
Well, yeah, sure. What is it?
昨夜のことです。シロは私を助けようとしてバーサーカーに打ち倒されま
How
した。
could we forget being
それは覚えてい
bisected?
ますね。
That's not something you forget quickly. I do, but why? Are you going to keep belittling me like you had this morning? I get that it was a rash decision on my part, so don't remind me. It makes me feel sick.
それは私も同じです。ですがこれは、あなたという人間を知るために聞いておくべきことだと思う。シロ、あなたはなぜバーサーカーに向かったのです。
Because he's Chiro and he thinks that he should save everybody.
近寄ればどうなるか、シロには分からなかったのですか。
Well, of course I knew. I knew getting near that thing would definitely be the end of me. Still, I tried to save Saber, not out of some foolishly optimistic belief I could. I just tried to save her. I didn't care about what would happen afterward. Saving Saber was my top priority in that moment. If anything, the fear of not being able to save Saber was greater than my fear of being killed. Sorry, I forgot why. It all happened so fast, so I don't really remember what I was thinking at the time. I was probably just rattled. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made such a suicidal move. Rather than tell her the truth, I just say something to try to get myself out of this situation. I probably did it because of how seriously Saber was looking at me.
つまり、ただ自然に私を助けようとして
Oh
るんです
no,
ね。
no, there was clear choice involved here. We're just not telling you that. It wasn't unwitting. I told you I was rattled. If someone like if something like that happened again, I'm sure I would just be quaking.
そうですね。それが正常な人間です。自らの命を無視して他人を助けようとする人間などいない。
Well, I guess Shiro's not human then, is he?
それは英雄と呼ばれた者たちでさえ例外ではないでしょう。
Because he will throw his life away to save someone.
ですからそんな人間がいるとしたらその人物の内面はどこか欠落しています。その欠落を抱えたまま進んでは待っているのは悲劇だけです。
Her deep green eyes are trying to tell me something. And yet... Cut it out, Saber. I told you I was frazzled. I'm scared to die too. So it's not like I can act like a saint. If something like that happened again, I'm going to prioritize myself over you. I tried to mask my anxiety by spouting a bunch of heartless crap.
それはよかった。私の思い違いなら問題はないでしょう。ええ、確かにシローは臆病です。道さえ間違えなければきっと正しい魔術師になれる。
Hey, do I really look like a coward to you?
ええ、とても。置かれた状況を受け入れるために努力
You're
する
not
あたりは
supposed to
特
say
に。
yes. Come on. That's just
そういった賢
mean.
明さを時に臆病というのです。恐れを知らない者は賢者になれないのと同じですね。
She seems relieved. Saber even smiles as she says this. It must be because of how lovely and elegant everything she does is. I can't think of anything else to say, so Saber and I spend the rest of our time alone in my bland room. And then night falls. I did not talk to Saber or Tosaka in the other room, and nothing much happened until it was bedtime. It's 11 now. The lights in the house are off, and everyone inside goes to sleep to prepare for the upcoming day. I can't sleep. I'm still laying on my side, eyes wide open. This is my room. I should be sleeping, but it feels completely different now. Damn, why can't I? It's quiet, but I hear Saber's breathing in the next room. I know, of course I can hear the sound coming from the next room if it's quiet, and since I can hear her breathing, I find myself imagining Saber's sleeping form. Damn it, how the hell can I fall asleep in this situation? I can't just stay in this whole bed of needles situation forever. I sneak out of my futon, trying not to wake Saber up. Thank goodness. I thought Saber would notice, but I guess not. Unless she's a deep sleeper. I question whether she can really protect her master in this way, but there's no immediate danger. If servants are linked to masters, she will probably wake immediately if her master is in danger. Tosaka seems to be asleep. The lights in the detached building are out. She's either just that defiant, or maybe she's naturally adaptable. Because Tosaka's managed to blend in here in just a day. Well, honestly, it does help having her around. Yep, she's a handful, but she is helpful. One bit of evidence of that is the bandage wrapped around my hand. Hide my command spells, huh? I never would have thought to do that if it hadn't been pointed out. The command spell's master's bear appears somewhere on their arm. Not exactly true. It can appear anywhere on the body. Mine appeared on the back of my left hand. Clothes won't work to hide it, so I'll need to use bandages, even if it looks a bit awkward. It's winter time, so I'll wear some long sleeves to hide it. Tosaka has hers on the opposite hand from mine, around the middle of her right hand, or somewhere around there. The shape of the command spells is different for each master, and I don't think I'll ever see Tosaka's command spell. Silence falls over the shed. This is where Lancer cornered me yesterday, and where Saber appeared. The entrance is still open, and it's pitch dark inside, as if to repel anyone who might try to enter. But this darkness is familiar to me. I used to play here when I was young, and I feel it to be my real room. It sits silent under the wintry night sky. I step inside. After closing the door to shut out the cold, I turn on the stove. I thought I would take a break today, but I shouldn't. The old man would be rolling in his grave if he knew I skipped my training 2 days in a row. I sit down in the middle of the shed and take a deep breath. I should train, no pauses. Magecraft is a mental discipline to me, so I shouldn't skip on my training. So I shouldn't skimp on my training for no good reason. Breathe in. I begin my training by getting my breathing under control. The usual image pops into my head. The image of a sword drifts through my empty mind. I try to ignore it and clear my head. As soon as magical energy run through my body, I begin my usual training. My strengthening magecraft succeeded for the first time in years when I was attacked by Lancer last night. I need to recreate that same feeling before I forget, or else it'll have been for nothing. Trace on. I close my eyes halfway and release the air from my lungs. That's all. That's all can do for now. Shouldn't that be all I can do for now? As I concentrate, everything fades away. The Holy Grail War, Saber, Tosaka. If I allow my thoughts to slide into nothingness, any immature hesitation will fall away, and I'll finally get a good night's sleep. I feel the warm glow of the sun. I wake up, my head hazy, to the sensation of the cold air on my cheek. Must be a draft. Huh? In the shed? I get up and shake my head 2, 3 times in an effort to wake myself. Oh, right, I just fell asleep like this. After my nightly routine training to fortify my senses, I must have been too lazy to go back to my room. From how light it is, it must be before 6. Crap, I need to get breakfast ready. I fold my blanket up, pick up all the broken shards from my failed strengthening attempts last night, and head back to the house to wash my face. So cold. The moment I step outside the shed, I realize just how chilly it is. Miyama is typically warm, even in the winter, but the temps here on the mountainside still get chilly. And I wash my face with ice cold tap water, which finally gets my mind going. All right, I'm completely awake now. Once my mind's woke up, all the things I'd rather not be thinking about, like my current situation, come rushing back. Oh, right, I don't have time to putter around washing my face. The time's 5:55. There's a ton to do, but first I need to head back to my room and check on Saber. Yeah, I did leave my room without telling her, so I should at least explain myself. I wouldn't want to upset Saber. Going to the shed in the middle of the night is a ritual for me, so I'm sure she'll understand, as long as I explain myself. Once I talk to Saber, then I should start making breakfast. Tosaka said she doesn't eat breakfast, so I just need to make extra for Saber. Oh, I should go buy more ingredients now that I'll be cooking for more people. I should write that down before I forget. Forget? Huh? I have this nagging feeling that I'm forgetting something really important. Oh crap, it's already 6. I need to hurry or I won't make it. Well, if I can't remember what it is, it's probably not important. I slowly open the door. The room is just as I left it. There's no sign of Saber waking up in the middle of the night and searching my room. It doesn't seem like she noticed I snuck out. Well, that's a letdown. I thought Saber would have noticed. Unless she was just in that deep of a sleep because she requires a lot of rest. Oh, right. Maybe that's what she meant when she said she needs to sleep often. And she's sleeping as close to me as possible so she can rush over if something does happen. Whatever the case, it shouldn't make much of a difference as long as I'm in the compound. The bounded field would detect an enemy intruder. I should be able to defend myself at least a moment, which should give Saber enough time to get to me. Yeah, and the shed has plenty of spaces for me to hide. Anyway, I don't think I'll get scolded for what's necessary now. Besides, I'd hate to wake her up if she's still sleeping. Saber, I'm gonna prepare breakfast. I'll make some for you too. But you don't need to get up if you're still sleepy. I'll come back, so you keep resting if you need to. After speaking softly to her, I head out of my room as quietly as I can. There's nobody in the living room. I open the refrigerator and plan out what to make for breakfast. And then,
おはよう。朝早いのね、あんた。
our less than morning person visitor has arrived. Poor Tosaka does not like mornings. Tosaka walks in, looking obviously cranky. Tosaka, what's going on? Did something happen?
別に。朝はいつもこんなだから気にしないで。
It's just a morning thing for her. Tosaka staggers through the living room like a drunken ghost. Hey, are you okay? Your eyes don't look right.
だから気にしないでって言ってるでしょ。顔でも洗えば目が覚めるわ。ここからだとどう行くんだっけ？脱衣所って。
Morning Tosaka is great, Tosaka. This is just awesome. I love morning Tosaka. Take that hallway. If you're going to just wash your face, there's a washroom in the hallway near the entrance.
ああ、そういえばあったわね、そんなのが。
Off she goes. Let's hope she's in a better mood when she's fully awake. I don't know how much she heard, but Tosaka just waves a hand and walks away. And then the doorbell rings, announcing a guest's arrival.
シロー、誰か
Oh
来たけど。
no, it's Fuji Day. Taiga's here. I hear Tosaka's voice from the hallway. Oh, don't worry about it. The only people who ever come at this hour are family. It's got to be Sakura. She has a spare key, so I don't need to go to the door. Honestly, I keep telling Sakura she doesn't need to ring the bell. Sakura's like family, so she can just come in without bothering about the doorbell. But she's always polite enough to ring the doorbell and let me know she's here. I think that's one of the good things about Sakura. But one of these days she's going to wear herself out from politeness. Hold on. Sakura is here? Slap! I run through the hall. Being angry at my own stupidity is going to have to wait. Right now, I need to rush to the entrance and send Sakura home before she runs into Tosaka. But it's too late. At the entrance, Tosaka is greeting the guest even though I didn't ask her to, and Sakura looks surprised. Sakura stands at the entrance and Tosaka is in the hallway. The two of them are staring at each other, the air growing tense.
おはよう、マトウさん。こんなところで顔を合わせるなんて意外だった？
Tosaka looms in the doorway, appearing to look down at Sakura.
長坂先輩。
Sakura is utterly bewildered. She looks up at Tosaka, fear in her eyes. This is bad. I can't manage to get a word out. The two of them ignore me as they continue to stare at each other. There's no room for me to butt in here. The only thing I can do right now is to try to think how to explain the situation to Sakura. But before I can come up with a good excuse,
先輩、これはどういう？
Sakura looks over at me, almost begging for help. Yeah, it's kind of a long story.
長くならないわよ。単に私がここに下宿することになっただけだもの。
Thanks, Tosaka. That was helpful. Tosaka response is extraordinarily blunt. She just cuts me off and gets right to the point.
先輩、本当なんですか？
The short answer is yes. Things happened and now Tosaka is going to be staying here for a while. Sorry for not telling you this earlier, and sorry you got blindsided first thing in the morning.
謝らないでください、先輩。 シローで決めたことよ。家主であるシローが同意したんだから、もう決定事項なの。
Damn, Tosaka. You're just not being nice
この
about
意
this, are
味
you?
わかるでしょ、マトさん。
わかるって何かですか？
今までシローの世話をしていたみたいだけど、しばらくは必要ないってことよ。来られても迷惑だし、来ない方があなたのためだし。
Tosaka, this is my house. Can you not chase my guests away, please? Sakura looks down and falls silent. And after a chilling silence,
わかりません。
はい。
私には遠坂先輩のおっしゃることがわからないと言いました。
ちょっとさくら、あんた。
お邪魔します先輩。お台所お借りしますね。
breakfast is already made. Sakura bows to me and walks into the house. She heads towards the living room, heading right past Tosaka and flatly ignoring her. Tosaka just stands there aghast. I'm no different. I've never seen Sakura act like that, and I don't know what to say. Well, that comes as a surprise. But it isn't the only one. Hey, Tosaka, how did you know Sakura always came to my house? I never told you she came by to help me with the housework.
ああ、それなら前にちょっと小耳に挟んだだけよ。ただの偶然。それより驚いたわ。あの子、ここじゃあんなに元気なの？学校とじゃ大違いじゃない。
Really? I never noticed a difference. Tosaka must be really surprised given how annoyed she sounds. Which means Tosaka knows Sakura pretty well at school. Sakura seems to know Tosaka too, and the two of them appear to have a good senior and underclassman relationship I wasn't aware of. But that aside, actually I'm surprised too. I've never seen Sakura so snappy before. Sakura is no different here than when she's at school. I'd say we just saw what was out of the ordinary.
そうなんだ。まずったわね。さくらがあんなに孤児だとは知らなかったわ。こうなるんならシローの口から説明させればよかった。
Obviously. Compared to Tosaka's merciless explanation, I would never have handled that a lot better. But what's done is done. And what do you mean, this is bad?
そりゃまずいでしょう。これからこの家は戦場になるかもしれないのよ。だから、
Yeah,
私たち以
we're
外
trying
の
to keep
人間を
Sakura
傷つけないよ
safe.
うに
I
って
mean,
さくらをたしなめたのに。
if she's not
あれじゃ
here
逆に追い出すの
and the
が
house
難し
gets
くなったじゃ
attacked,
ない。
then she's not in danger. So, I get where Tosaka's coming from. That was you being harsh? I thought you were just bullying her.
そこ、なんかつまんないこと言った今。
No, definitely not slander. Please don't gonder me in the face. I was just being honest, but what should we do about Sakura? At this point, she's not going to leave easily.
そんなのなんとかするしかないでしょう。で、さくらが来るのは朝だけ？それとも夕食後こき使ってる
We
の？
don't actually force Sakura to show up at all. She just kind of does it. Stop trying to make it sound bad. Yes, she comes every morning, but not as often for dinner.
そう。それじゃあこれからは毎日になりそうね。
Huh? Every night? For what? As I tilt my head in confusion, Tosaka sighs in disbelief. Soon after, Tosaka remains in the living room while Sakura begins preparing breakfast in silence. I was a little worried about leaving Tosaka and Sakura alone in the same room, but I'm not stupid enough to forget about Saber. It seems like Sakura is mad about Tosaka being here, so things will just get worse if Saber comes out too. Which is why I decided to explain the situation to Saber. And so there you have it. All right, guys. Well, we're going to call it there for today. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, we have some time constraints today. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be a shorter stream. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. We should have our next episode of One Piece coming out, I believe, on Tuesday, so be looking forward to that. And later on in the week, we'll have another stream of Fate Stay Night Remastered. All right, everyone. Well, take care. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for meow.